Now, the first thing we need to do is to add on our walking foot. This is a walking foot. It has this little lever here. It also has its own set of feed dogs. And these feed dogs are going to work in connection with the feed dogs in your machine. So we want to make sure that this lever here goes over this little lever here on your machine. And then this part here kind of wraps around this. So we're going to wrap it around and we're going to put it up in there. And then we just screw it on. All right, now it's time for us to start quilting. So I have my quilt sandwich rolled up in this scroll fashion. I'm going to be starting in the middle of my quilt. I have my presser foot down, but my needle is going to start off the edge. We don't need to backstitch or anything. We're going to be cutting this off anyhow and adding binding on. I'm also going to increase my stitch length to a 3 or 4, depending on your machine and how it likes it. But we want to have a little bit of a longer stitch length because this is such a bulk that we're going through. If we have tiny stitches, it's really going to get weighed down and your stitches are going to be super close together because it's not getting enough length in them. So we're just going to start off of here and I'm going to show you the wave method that I talked about earlier. I'm going to hold by the edge here, and as I go, I'm just going to slowly go back and forth like this to create little waves. Nothing quick. Your walking foot isn't going to be able to tolerate that, and you're going to get bunched up fabrics, and then you're going to have little puckers in your quilt. We do not want puckers in our quilting. Now, as I go along, I'm going to take out my pins. And whenever you go to stop or adjust your quilt, make sure that your needle is down. Whether you're piecing or quilting, if you're going to do any kind of adjusting, always have your needles down. When you come to the end, just quilt right off the end. And we're going to take our quilt out and cut it off. And I'm going to pull this back. And I might open it up just a little bit. And I'm going to do another line. Now, however close or far apart you do it is totally up to you. Just try to remember to keep it no more than a palm length. Sometimes I like to do them super close together and even have them overlapping a little bit. That looks really awesome. Sometimes I just want to get my project done. It's late at night and I'm going to have them a little farther apart. Totally up to you. We're going to slide it back in there. Make sure that you get your backing fabric out of the way. And I'll probably do mine maybe every 2 to 3 inches or so. Put my needle down. And I'm going to start my next wavy line. Now, the way that I prefer to quilt is from left to right. That way this bulk starts to unfold, because when you're talking about a full size or even a queen size I've done on here, this fills up a lot of space. So I like to sew this way so that this comes over here and this gets rolled up bigger and this gets smaller. So here's our first couple lines. That's looking super cute. So I'm just going to keep doing this, and then when I'm done with that, I'll come back to the middle and I'll start going out that way. When I do that, I'll turn it around. That way this bulk is on this side and it starts to get unwound and rolled up over here where I've already done some quilting.